Trump derangement syndrome is real and it needs to be studied. You know, as a therapist and as a researcher, I am very intrigued by the whole Trump derangement system thing, um, syndrome thing. If I had the time, I would be doing the research myself. I really don't have time to do it right now. Maybe that's something I would pursue in the future. But again, I am very intrigued by this whole Trump derangement syndrome thing. I actually have clients that complain about family members that just hate Trump so much. Trump is always on their mind, and that's all they talk about, and it's sickening. You can see it in their faces. It's crazy. But before we get started, go ahead, hit that like button, share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. It has a link to my Patreon where I talk about things I can't talk about here. All right, let's talk about the news. The concept of Trump derangement syndrome may have started as a joke to describe overreaction of hatred towards Trump, but after years of people appending good sense and their own principles in order to get at this man, I'm pretty convinced it's real and that scientists need to study this in the future. And again, I think this may be something in the future that I might actually get into because it is a thing. It is a thing, and you should see with the arguments on Facebook with people and how they act, and they just get rid of all principle just to be anti-Trump. It's the craziest thing I ever seen. But I see it every single day as we drift closer to the 2024 presidential election. I have a feeling we're going to see it even more in big ways. Right now, the most popular example of it comes from Wyoming Rep Liz Cheney, who just lost her reelection campaign by 37 points. I mean, she got shellacked, even with the help from Democrats voting for her. She still got shellacked. And could you imagine if Democrats didn't actually come out and vote for her in the primary? How high she of the percentage points she really would have got spanked with? But the congresswoman had seemed to completely forget that she was there to represent the people of Wyoming, and instead focused on taking down Trump through her January 6th committee. It probably didn't help that Cheney husband's law firm represented Hunter Biden in the grand jury probe, and that Trump's reelection may result in making her husband's job all that much more harder. But her hatred of Trump seemed even more personal than that. I think it has a lot to do with Trump talking about her terrible, evil father, Dick Cheney, who I believe was one of the worst people in government ever. He's one of the main people that got us in the war with Iraq, and he benefited the most from it. But speaking of Hunter Biden, though, here's a modern day philosopher and podcast host, Sam Harris, saying that Biden literally could have had dead children in his basement, and he dismissed it if it meant Trump would never be in office. He also admitted fully that he's completely fine with a conspiracy to stop Trump from being democratically elected. So they're admitting this stuff. They're saying the quiet part out loud. Um, I'm not gonna play the video. It's kind of long, so I'm not gonna play the video because I don't want to get dinged for it on YouTube. But I also see it on social media daily. I talked about the Facebook, and Twitter is one of the worst platforms as well. And any disagreement with the leftist figure, no matter who, always results in the same replies about me being a Trump obsessed drone, a MAGA extremist, Trump humper, coon, all types of crap I would hear. But Trump seems to be all they can think about. It's an obsession they can't get past. He could literally rescue them, their children, their pets from a burning building, and they walk themselves and their family back into the fire to spite him. Like Harris, they would upend our republic and embrace tyrannical corruption of government in order to stop him from ever getting back into office. It's ridiculous. I've never seen anything like it. I'm not kidding when I say that if he does win in 2024, I would not at all be surprised to hear about a few. I don't want to say the S word. A few people taking their lives, let's say. And business will probably be booming for me with depression and all that other stuff. So I mean, but that's not the way I want to get clients. I mean, because y'all know I'm definitely for Trump. I love his policies and the way people react to him, the people that just have a disdain for him, they can't see past any of that. Uh, does Trump have obsessed fans that believe he can do no wrong? Absolutely, and they're just as annoying because I definitely call Trump out for some of the stuff that he do that I disagree with. I call out anyone that I might disagree with, but on a whole, as a politician, as these policies, Trump is the best thing we got going right now. Well, Trump is not an infallible person, and he should never be viewed as such. His faults are many, but he did a good job as president, is basically what I'm alluding to. And when you compare his work to that of the current one, the differences in success are night and day. And it's not a question as to who was better. I mean, all you have to do, you can look at the metrics, look at stats, look at the economy, look at everything that matters when it comes to metrics, and he surpassed Biden on everything. Yet there are some who will craft an entire fantasy world around them where Trump was a great evil who never did anything but great evil and will do nothing but great evil in the future. In their minds, he must be stopped at all costs, even if the cost means ditching firmly held principles. I've seen this kind of mentality before in personal situations and in practice, but never on a mass scale such as this. It's crazy. Decades from now, when we've left this age behind, I truly hope scientists and clinical psychologists study this moment. I think I'm definitely going to, and I truly believe that this is something of a shared madness. I talked about shared psycho. Talked about mass psychosis before, and that has ruined the minds and relationships of many people. I mean, families have been split up because of this. It caused them to debase themselves and become unreasonable. I hope future generations look back at this and learn from it. I fear if we don't, then this problem will just fester. And I hate to see how this could get worse, and it definitely could get worse. But let me know what you think about all this. Leave comments down below. Like, share, subscribe, and check out democrapublics.com for the latest in news. Until next time, peace. Oh,